Интернет, постойте, что-то тут не так. Shalom, Internet! רגע, מה זה? עדיין? Is this better now? Mazel tov. Today I have decided to show you what exactly happens to society when feminism goes a little bit too far. Just a little itsy bit too far. And I'm gonna present you with a perfect example of Israel. Now you might not know this, but I have spent most of my childhood in Israel. I grew up in there and I consider it to be my home. And honestly, Israel is such an amazing, truly amazing country to live in. But only if you're a child, a woman, or an elderly person. If you're a man, you just have to be really careful with the decisions that you make. More specifically, you gotta be careful with the women you date. Now, it's no secret that a lot of Russians live in Israel. And it's definitely not a secret that a lot of Slavic girls are just hot and sexy and just have this natural beauty in them. But what some men don't realize is that sometimes with beauty and sexiness, you also get craziness. And when you combine crazy women with the laws that protect mainly women in Israel, well, it's not really a pleasant combination, let's just say that. Now, I am not saying that all Slavic women are crazy. Trust me, there are many loyal and honest girls out there who are not crazy and who are still sexy and beautiful at the same time. This is a new thing that I'm trying on my channel. We will watch a documentary together. I will cut out some unneeded parts. If you want to watch the whole thing, link will be in the description, and I hope you will enjoy this.
In 2013, Israel was awarded a special gender equality prize by the European Parliament. The following year, 2014, became known as Women's Time. Feminist activists still have much to strive for, but they have already achieved quite significant results. Israeli women are the freest in the East, emancipated, self-sufficient, motivated, independent, and dangerous.
Она начала кричать, что ее насилуют. Я просто был в шоке от этого. It's a terror. It's an atmosphere of terror.
На кону человеческая жизнь, 10 лет тюрьмы.
Во время того, когда я насиловал, по ее словам, я вообще находился на работе.
What's funny about this documentary is that it's about Israel, but everybody there speaks Russian.
Robert Avramov spent 6 months in custody on remand. His former fiancée convinced the police that he had beaten her up, picked up a knife, and threatened to kill her. The accusations haven't been withdrawn, and he'll face trial. And his mother Rosa's dreams of a wedding are now shattered.
Он из-за нее сейчас не хочет ни жениться, слушать даже не хочет, слышать даже не хочет. Куда-то мы едем, с собой его брать не хочет, ничего. Вот сядет, или на работу пойдет, или сядет, упрется на пианино. Он играет это органы, поет, сидит, вот. Все, больше ничего. Никуда ничего не хочет.
Человек, который попал в такую ситуацию, у него развивается депрессия. Представьте себе человека, которого оклеветали, которого посадили в следственный изолятор, который заплатил десятки тысяч шекелей адвокатам. У этого человека совершенно расшатано психиатрическое здоровье.
In the 15 years he's lived in Israel, psychiatrist Mikhail Pavlov has seen hundreds of patients like Robert. He prescribes antidepressants and writes expert reports, saying the accused is not aggressive, but he can do no more.
Презумпция невиновности здесь не действует. Мужчина должен доказывать, что он не наносил никому ущерб.
So the main issue is, men are assumed to be guilty unless they're proven innocent, which is mostly the other way around in most countries. You're assumed innocent unless you're proven guilty. However, in Israel, when it comes to women accusing men, that's not the case.
Igor Bailinson moved to Israel from Ukraine 20 years ago with his wife and son. He thought he'd been lucky, but as time passed, his wife spent less and less time cooking and more time complaining. Then she demanded a divorce.
Ну, к тому времени у нас уже не очень хорошие отношения складывались. Но мы жили ради детей, потому что у нас уже к этому времени уже появился уже второй и третий ребенок. Я сказал, что пока я детей не подниму на ноги, то есть я разводиться не буду.
He has regretted that decision 1,000 times and often recalls the evening before his arrest. They began to argue as soon as she came home. He was far from silent, and it became a classic domestic row. In the end, his wife slammed the door and left.
Ну, ушла. Дети дома, это хорошо. На следующий день меня вызывают в полицию. Показывают заявление. То, что я бил ее, там, толкал и, ну, все такое это самое. Короче, занимался рукоприкладством. Сразу меня закрывают. Спустя 4 года она обвинила меня в изнасиловании, что я ее насиловал.
The poor man was arrested and almost convicted for hitting his wife, for harassing his wife, and then later for raping his wife. What the hell? And they both know that the man hasn't done it. But it's not an issue for the police, because for them, it's guilty until proven innocent.
Choose not the woman you want to marry, but the woman it'll be easy to divorce, says modern Jewish wisdom. Statistics show that the suicide rate among Israeli men is 4 times higher than among women.
Я считаю, что на данный момент именно мужчины нуждаются в защите. У меня бывший одноклассник так сбежал из Израиля от жены, которая на него постоянно подавала жалобу в полицию и в суд. И, в общем, он уехал якобы к родителям в гости и больше сюда не вернулся.
То есть нельзя женщинам давать много власти?
Получается, что так.
A guy, his friend, ran away from Israel from his wife. Said, I'm gonna go visit my family, and never came back.
В гендерной войне у слабых женщин есть еще одно мощное оружие – инструкция Генеральной прокуратуры Израиля, согласно которой жертва сексуального насилия не должна привлекаться к суду за дачу противоречивых показаний. Фактически это означает, что оклеветать мужчину женщина может безнаказанно.
You see, this is the main issue that's feeding everything. If the women were convicted for giving those false accusations in the end, then women would just stop doing that, because nobody wants to go to jail for saying that somebody raped you when in reality it hasn't happened.
Я думал, что она может пойти сказать, я же это не делал, и ничего не сделают, а оказывается все наоборот. Она ко мне на работу приходила, хотела меня ножом ударить. И я вызвал полицию. Они говорят, что зачем она сюда пришла? Может, ты ее довел, что она пришла?
The way that she's yelling is just way too funny. I've honestly, in the 11 years that I have lived in Israel, I've never heard anybody yell like this. Honestly, never.
It was Yaakov Yacobi, the Avramovs' new lawyer, who advised them to keep all messages and install a camera in front of their flat. He hoped it would help Robert avoid future accusations. He is already facing 3 criminal cases.
И буквально через неделю я получаю материал. Девушка ногой в дверь. Я беру этот материал, иду в полицию. Говорю, ребята, смотрите, что творится. Надо что-то против девушки предпринять. Тут надо как-то передумать все это. Девушка идет в полицию опять. Опять жалуются на него, приходят, его арестовывают. И вот такой какой-то заколдованный круг. Но нельзя же каждого человека так арестовывать каждые 2 недели, каждый месяц заново.
So, they have footage of the girl in the guy's hallway, in the communal hallway, running to the door and kicking it with her feet a couple of times. So the lawyer takes the footage to the police and says, well, here is the proof. You gotta do something about this girl. She is harassing the guy and his family. What does the girl do? She goes to the police and without any proof whatsoever accuses the guy of doing again something bad to her. And what does the police do? Immediately goes and arrests the guy. While doing nothing at all to the girl who, and they have proof of it, went to the guy's door and kicked his door a couple of times, violently acting up and yelling. Come on. Equal rights much?
מאוד קל למפקד משטרה לעצור. מאוד קשה להגיד, אני לא עוצר.
Pini Yehizkeli, an Israel police officer, knows the difference between a victim and a self-interested liar. He's written a thesis on family violence, has a lot of experience and exceptional intuition. Still, only once has he risked his career and chosen not to detain a man for allegedly threatening his wife with a gun.
וכשחקרו אותו, אני הרגשתי בצורה שהיא מדברת. ובצורה שהוא מדבר, הייתה לי תחושה שהיא דוברת שקר. אני לא יכולתי להוכיח. אבל במידה רבה הבנתי שאין סכנה ממנו. ושחררתי אותו לישון בבית של חבר שחתם עליו והפקיד ערבות. למחרת הייתה מהומה שלמה, תקשורת. המפקדים שלי שלחו ועדה לבוא לבדוק את הטיפול שלי במקרה. כי התחילו צעקות ולובי נשי, ובן אדם שרוצח משוחרר הביתה.
Newspapers reported that a police officer had not protected a victimized woman. Later, though, when the woman failed a lie detector test and admitted that she'd libeled her husband, the media kept silent. Female weaknesses are easily forgiven here, but a man has to be honest, even if he's deeply in love.
This is hypocrisy. This is the media's hypocrisy. They do not want to show that they're contradicting themselves. They do not want to show that they were wrong. They want to show that women are always right, women are always the victims, and women always need to be protected. However, at the same time, feminists want equality as well. Well, pick a side. Do you want to have every accusation that you make listened to and convict every single guy? Or do you want to be an equal part of society? Because you can't have both.
Закон, кстати, менялся. В начале изнасилования это было само слово изнасилование, да, с применением насилия. Убрали. Потом было против высказанной воли. То есть женщина должна была озвучить, что я не хочу. Сейчас это тоже убрали. То есть женщина не говорит, что она не хочет, но внутри себя она не согласна. Молчит, все, это будет классифицироваться как изнасилование. 7 лет, 5 лет, 10 лет, 20 лет, в зависимости от тяжести.
So it's quite interesting what they did with rape in Israel. In the beginning, rape was classified as only violently raping somebody while they're resisting. Then it was changed to a woman has to say no, and that was enough for it to be classified as rape. Then it was changed to just if a woman is not happy with it deep inside, if it's in her feelings, but she's not saying it out loud, she's quiet, she's not resisting, she's not saying yes or no, that can also be classified as rape now. So today, in order to be sure that you're not raping anybody, you should either have a note with a person's signature saying that they consent to the intercourse, or have them recorded saying, I consent to have an intercourse with you. Which is fucked up because later on, if you don't record or don't have the evidence, the person could just say that he has never given consent. Or I mean, she has never given consent. It only fucking applies to women. I'm sorry.
Не нужно ни побоев, я извиняюсь, ни доказательства, ни спермы, ничего. Достаточно слова.
No evidence needed whatsoever. Usually, even in the case of Diana Shurigina, they say that they have found signs of rape or something like that. In Israel, all they need is words. So if you come to Israel and you're gonna go to the police and you're gonna say, this man over there on the street, he raped me a year ago, they will have to believe you with no evidence whatsoever. No proof at all. I mean, you might have seen that person for the first time right there, but that's all they need is your words, if you're a woman, of course.
In autumn 2015, Yakov Malushkin, a taxi driver, made the headlines all over Israel.
Приехал на адрес, зашла женщина и сразу в наглой форме объявляет мне, что она будет курить в машине. У меня работает кондиционер, я сам не курю. Я говорю, выйди из машины.
За что? За то, что ты некрасиво себя ведешь.
Она начала ругаться матом.
Я тебя прошу, я не берусь. Ой, угадал.
Хватать меня за руки.
Руки убери, пожалуйста. Я веду себя.
Я позвонил в полицию. Пока я звонил в полицию, она начала кричать, что ее насилуют. Так, чтобы через телефон Полиция это слышала. Полиция приехала, наверное, через 3 или 5 минут. Очень быстро.
שוטר שהגיע לאירוע באופן אוטומטי האמין לה ולא האמין לו. הוא בכלל לא התייחס אליו באותה סיטואציה. מבחינתו, יעקב היה אשם והיא הייתה זאת שהותקפה, היא הייתה הקורבן. לולא הייתה לו את מערכת המצלמות הזאת שהותקנה ברכב שלו, לולא האירוע הזה היה מוסרט בווידאו, יעקב היה מוצא את עצמו מואשם בעבירה חמורה מאוד, והוא היה יושב בכלא בגין העבירה הזאת.
It's his car and he's got the right to refuse her service, especially if she's acting like this. So when she refused to leave his car, he called the police. While he's on the phone with the police, she starts screaming that he's touching her, that he's harassing her, and he's hitting her. And of course, when the police arrives, they're automatically gonna believe her, even though it was the man who initially called the police about the incident. Thankfully, the guy had a camera in his car, so he proved his innocence. But if he didn't have that little camera that filmed the whole thing, he could have ended up in jail and had his life ruined, his job taken away from him, his car taken away from him. This is just awful. Women, what the fuck is wrong with you?
במשטרה באשדוד לא מוכנים אפילו לשמוע על זה שהוא יגיש תלונה כנגד הגברת הזאת, למרות שאני אזכיר, מי שהתקשר בהתחלה למשטרה זה הוא, שהוא בעצם היה כאן הקורבן.
На меня все давили, чтобы я ее посадил, чтобы я ее наказал, так как многие от этого пострадали, но ни у кого как бы не было доказательств. Мне позвонила одна девочка, она сказала, что ее отец получил за точно такое же, ничего не делая, получил 9 лет.
So in the end, the police refused to accept the guy's complaint against the woman, even though he was the first one to call the police, and she was the one who harassed him and hit him, and it is seen in the video. No, the police doesn't care because it is against a woman. And you can't accuse a woman in Israel because women are little delicate flowers, and we're supposed to protect them. They can't do anything bad at all. Well, I'm sorry, but sometimes women can be worse than some men. Trust me, they can.
Gil Ronen, a journalist, knows of hundreds of men who have suffered at the hands of women. He lived through a painful divorce himself and decided feminists are to blame. So he created a new movement and became a feminist.
It's true that we do care about men's rights, but we see them as part of a whole that includes women's rights and children's rights, because the women really need the men, you see? Because if you take away the men, they don't have anybody to protect them. Maybe the women here are starting to see that there's a better way, that the men are not really their enemy.
You see, this is what feminism has caused. Now there is a movement called feminism to remind those feminists that men and children also exist, and the whole universe doesn't revolve around their pussies.
Only recently, taxi driver Yakov wanted to punish the client for a false accusation. His lawyer told him to estimate the emotional damage in thousands of shekels. But after further thought, Yakov chose not to file a complaint.
Я не хочу подавать, не хочу ломать человеку жизнь. Мне ее жалко. Может быть, она перенесла какое-то горе в жизни. Или что-то было у нее в жизни, что она пришла к такому положению, в котором она сейчас находится. Я очень надеюсь, что она больше никому это не сделает.
Nothing that could have happened in your life will make you into a person that randomly accuses strangers that you have just met of things that will put them in jail and completely destroy their life. I'm sorry, but some women are just psychos.
Israeli women have the men terrified, but it hasn't made them happy. It's becoming more difficult for them to get married, and since ex-President Moshe Katsav was jailed for rape, it's become even harder for women to find a good job.
У меня есть товарищ в Кнессете. Он в своей резиденции не держит женщин, потому что боится, что на него подадут без всякой причины на сексуальное домогательство.
Многие мои коллеги-адвокаты не берут женщин в офис совершенно. Ни секретарши, ни адвокатов женщин. Просто не берут, все, боятся.
This is exactly what's gonna happen if feminism goes too far. There will be less job opportunities for women because men will be scared of hiring you women if you keep convicting them for, I don't know, hurting your poor little feelings. This is wrong, women. Just stop convicting men. Stop screaming rape culture because there is no rape culture. You want to see rape culture, go to a country with Sharia law in it. Stop with this madness, get back to work, and shut up. Thankfully, there is no law for discrimination and all of that bullshit in Israel because it is everybody's right to hire who they want for their job. And if they want to discriminate women, it is their right to discriminate women because what can we do? If we don't, then we'll have a bunch of men who are innocent in jails. You see, feminists, if you keep screaming wolf every time somebody hurts your feelings, in the end, nobody's gonna believe you when somebody actually does something bad to you. But you see, this is where the issue is. When you fail to stop men from hurting women, women will actually get hurt. And when you stop believing all women, they're actual rapists and murderers who get away and slip out. So for Israel, it is better to just stop the guy even if he's innocent, just to prevent another rape or another murder. So here you go, that was the perfect example of when feminism goes a little bit too far. Of course, we shouldn't immediately assume that a woman is lying when she's accusing men of doing anything, but we also shouldn't immediately assume that the man is a fucking horrible person who hits and rapes women. We need to look at everything rationally. Yes, it is very important to protect women from potential rapists and murderers, but also placing innocent guys in jails for no reason whatsoever and basically taking their lives away is also very wrong. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I really hope you like this format. Let me know down below so I know if I should make more of these or not. Also, the giveaway winner will be contacted by the end of this month, so if you're not contacted, I'm sorry, there can only be one winner. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time.